This week in 3D Archery, disaster strikes. Hey everybody, welcome to 3D Archery, Greg here. Alright, second week of my indoor series that I'm shooting, the Shoot Your Way Across the Bayou. It's ran by the Louisiana Field Archery Association and all different clubs across the state, and we just go shoot. End of the year, they pick a winner, I guess. I don't know. I just go to shoot to have fun. Right? So, seeing last week, shot a 234 with my Palomino, feeling good. Found some things to work on, and I was all set up. So I went out, took her out, I'm practicing, and I was shooting good. Every end was a 26-27, 26-27. Fifth end, heard that dreaded click noise. Right up here by the fade, she snapped. She de-lammed just slightly. You can't even tell it. When it's not strung up and you're not pulling on it, you can't tell it. So my beautiful bow, the bow that I love, not only for the looks, how it feels, the history of it and everything else, is now a wall hanger. So I was devastated, right? I had high hopes. I thought I should be able to easily shoot in the 250s with this thing, right? Once I got my form down. And I'm so close, but it's not to be. So what I decided to do, it's like, man, I got just a few days before the next shoot. What am I going to do? And I'm thinking. I came up, we're going to host some tryouts. Alright everybody, so tryouts. I grabbed different bows, each one for a different reason, and I shot about 4 ends with them to see how I did. So the first bow I grabbed was my 1967 Ben Pearson Co. Now, downside, older bow, chance for damage. But the upside is this is probably the heaviest riser I've ever seen. This thing, it weighs a ton, and it's just the wood, something about the wood they used in this bow. And heavier risers is a big deal, because that resists any little variations, like it can resist a slight pluck, or maybe a little collapse. It just resists moving a little bit more, and that's a big deal. So I went out and shot this. It was okay, but it just wasn't there. It just wasn't what I wanted to. For me to shoot it, I'd have to spend a lot more time setting things up. So I had to scratch off my beloved Colt. Up next, I decided to do my Black Hunter from Hitman Archery. You know, and this is an interesting bow, widely popular. And you forget sometimes why these things are so widely popular. You just write it off. But I shot it, man, this thing is a pleasure to shoot. I love the grip. This is a beautiful grip, right? Shot good scores. But it just wasn't to where I was. I just wasn't comfortable. I just didn't think I'd be able to break through to that next barrier with it. It's another one in which I'd have to play with it and play with the arrows to get it down. But I actually think I could score some pretty good scores with the Black Hunter. So up next, I tried the Viper. This is like the Black Hunter's big brother. It's a little longer riser, a lot heavier. Great bow, fantastic value. Again, just like the Black Hunter, I just didn't have the confidence. It was shooting okay. My grips weren't as tight as I wanted them, and I just didn't have the time to play with it. But I was so close to picking this one, right? So close. But it got beat out by the next bow. So I went through my 3 bows. I wasn't feeling good. I was like, man, you know, I had such high hopes for this season. So I picked up my old friend, the Stealth Hunter from Hitman Archery. And I love this bow. Great, just a great history with it. Again, not the longest bow, very light riser. But one of the things I love about it, and I can't prove it, but I think having the mount points past your hand, you know, like the Black Widows and all that have, just aids stability. It's just, I can't explain it. Now I haven't shot this bow in a while. I did order new limbs for him, and I put them on for Merrick. Went out, shot it, and my first 3 shots was a 10, 10, 9. knew which one I had, right? So, got the bow picked. Now I have some problems, right? My arrows are not tuned for this bow. I never shot these arrows through this bow. Yeah, it's 30 pounds, but the cast and everything and all that's very different than my Palomino, which is what I tuned my arrows for. But I didn't have time to play with it because my work schedule, I come home from work, I got maybe 2 hours, 3 max in the dark, eat dinner, clean up, do what I got, go to bed, start the day over. So there's no time to play. I had 1 day to practice, and that's that day I was testing these. So I shot one practice end outside, and I shot a 251. So I was feeling pretty confident with my Stealth Hunter, alright? That's the one I chose. So that's what we're going to shoot this week, is the Stealth Hunter from Hitman Archery. Alright everybody, now that we know what I'm shooting, my Black Hunter, with my arrows, my Cross-X Hurricane Octagon 900 spines with about 125 point on it. Where are we going? Gotham Archery, Central Arkansas. Now, Gotham Archery is ran by Ken, and Ken's from New York City, and there's a couple of them called Gotham Archery up in the city, and he's down here. Ken's a great guy, does a lot of stuff, heavily involved with the kids, with the JOAD programs, NAS programs, and things like that. So I was happy to see Ken doing it, and if you remember my last indoor from Ken with the panda bear and everything else, well, guess what? You're going to get those shenanigans again from Ken, because he likes to mess with me, and I like it too. Alright, so let's talk about what we're doing. Shoot your way across the bayou, which I gave you a brief rundown. That's what this is. And after this one, I'll be at the Cajun Archers, and I think it's called Broussard, and we're going to have the tryouts again, and we'll see how that goes. Alright, but I want to cover something. People ask me some questions, right? I'm a trad archer, 110%. Now, it depends on your definition of trad, alright? Some people say trad has to have wood arrows. Whatever. I first shot in the 70s. I've been using carbon since the 80s, so it's whatever. Don't get hooked up on words. I shoot how I shoot because it's what I like. If that's trad to you, then it is. But I go by trad by the definition of the class, and that's what I used. You know, people ask me, why do I shoot? Why do I shoot indoor? You know, I love 3D. If I could do anything, I'd do nothing but 3D. But I've learned, key word there, learned. I've learned to enjoy indoor target archery. There's a famous quote from Bill Parcells, the old New York Giants football coach. And he said, "You are what your record says you are." Indoor archery is the same way. You are what your score says you are. That is the cruelest, most vicious, unobjective way to grade yourself, is to shoot that right there. You shoot that paper target, it's going to tell you who you are and what you are. And I know that hurts a lot of people, but you know, how I look at it is when I shoot, you know who I compete against? Me and nobody else. If you beat me, fine, doesn't bother me. I beat you, fine, I don't overjoy react to it. I'm there to compete against me. I'm there to get me better, to be the best archer that I can be. Nothing else, no more, no less. So when I go to these events and I hear some of the beer book goes, yeah, we showed those trad guys. Didn't show me anything. I don't care, right? It means nothing to me. I just think it's a frivolous thing. So if you do indoor, don't worry about others. Compete against yourself. So what are my goals? Well, I want to tighten it up. I want to be able to shoot in the 250s. I've been at 230s, 240s. I'm really close. And if you do indoor, you can make huge gains. And that's going to plateau. And your gains, well, at the beginning might be large. They get smaller as you go on. And I've gotten to the point where it's the little things now. It's the tune. I'm going to have to pay a lot of more attention to my tune. I am so huge on form. And that's why I love indoor too. Because with my cameras and all that, I get to dissect my form. Right? And that's what we're going to do again this week. I'm going to show you my shoots. I'm going to talk about, not the good shots, those are easy, but any bad shots. We'll dissect them and find out what went wrong so I can work on them. Alright everybody, kick back and enjoy an old man with a much younger bow trying his hand at indoor archery.
That shot bounce on the head on. Came by out. Take that in. Now get down there and hold the rest of the time.
It's for you, Ken.
Another 9. The 2 rounds I shot her in the day. I shot 211.
That might have been your 10.
I got one in the blue.
Laughing too much at the amount of stupid jokes.
Didn't hold enough.
All right, everybody. Shooting good, 26, 26, 25. We're in the fourth end. That's my, see how we do here. Just see what happened. So let's see what goes on. First shot, beautiful. Watch the bow, watch the back elbow. See, it looks like they're kicking out, but that's just me pushing through. But they're moving away from each other. And look at the shoulders. Pay attention to my back of my shoulders. You can see they're not dropping. Now, let's go to this one, right? What happens here? I hit. Watch the string. Watch the string. Boom. See that? Watch. I'll go frame by frame. Did you see it? Did you see it jump? Look, it went straight right here. Straight out. All right. Now watch the bow and watch the shoulders. Let's see what happens. Look at that. See? Bow went straight. String went side. So watch the hand now. That's a pluck. And what does a pluck do for me? A pluck sends the arrow to the right. So let's go down to the next one. Here we are, full draw. Watch. See that? Look at that. Look at that elbow. Watch the elbow. Watch the elbow. Hit. Oh, did you see it go in? Slight. That little going in, which you see. Now watch the bow. Watch the bow now. Boom, it causes the bow to go out. That's a collapse for me. And what does the collapse do for me? Sends my arrows to the left. So that's why in those two, the first one I plucked, and then in the second one, just a tiny amount, just enough, released the tension out of my back, which caused my bow hand to come in and sent my arrow to the left. All right, after the disaster of the fourth end, I shot a 22, which really isn't a disaster now, as the 10 really saved my butt. So we're in the fifth end. First shot, lock, looks good, little head movement. Right there, look at that. See the hand come in? Look, look. That's a collapse. And boom, boom. So what happened here, that's why I went to as far as did to the right, is looking at the bow, I think that's hand pressure. All right, I really think that's hand pressure. Oops. All right, there you go, good shot. So if you watch my back here, you can see the muscle engaging through the whole shot. All right, not bad. That's why it was a good 9. So let's see here. Full draw, look pretty decent. I can tell right now the pressure's in the wrong spot of my hand, and that's why my bow's kicking out. Look at that. Oh, see that movement? Look at that. Elbows coming in. Elbows coming in. I lost that back tension. So this is going to probably be like a collapse or something. Let's see. Yep. Big time. Look at that bow. Oh, look at that movement of that bow. It kicks to the outside right there. And it kicks back in. My hand comes in. Look at that. That's awesome. Wow. So that's definitely, the release didn't look bad. But that front end, it lost that back tension. Let's see let's watch the back here.
Yeah, muscles are still going down, so it's contracting all the way through. So that was just a bad collapse. And there you go. Another one that shows you the collapse is huge. And this is what I was talking about the other day with somebody. This bow seems to be sensitive. Look how far over it threw that thing. And that wasn't that bad of a collapse to me. All right, so let's go look at the next end and hopefully we'll do better, huh?
Oh, come on. There you go.
All right, well, 18. So now we got to recover. And this one was a 22 better. But let's check out these bad shots. Again, right off the bat, right there, look, right there. Look at, watch the bow hand. Watch the hand by the arrow. We'll go frame by frame. Doink, doink. See it moved in? Already moving in. Look at that. It moved in before the arrow was shot. So let's watch the back elbow. See the movement? Oh, yeah. And that's it. That's what caused that. And look at that baby nosedive. That was a bad shot. All right, let's go on the next one. Full draw. Here's the release. Oh, not bad. You know, look, it's a 7. But again, bow hand went down. Look upon release. Watch the bow hand. It drops down. That's why it stayed steady. So that was probably more like aim or something like that. So that wasn't too bad. All right, next one. Same spot. Let's see if I get to the same spot doing the same thing, right? So here we go. Let's check it out. Doink, 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 doink. Oh, a little bit movement beforehand. Let's see. Nah, that's steady. Look at that. That was really good. That's actually a good shot. So that's aiming. Yeah, no. All that extracurricular motion doesn't mean much. So the last two weren't bad. The first one I think was just bow hand pressure. All right, on to the next end.
It was nice place. Yeah.
Nice folks.
Eldorado.
Brandon. A little small, but other than that, that's cool. I got the lighting.
right, this is actually my worst, and the other one was 18. This was a 16. So let's check out how bad I did. All right, look at that. It's in place. We're locked. Didn't hold at all. Didn't hold. Bow hand pressure. That would be my guess. My back looks fine. Yeah, I think that's bow hand pressure right there. Let's go down to the next one. Here we are, full draw. Oh yeah, I tried to make a correction here. And I went high. Yeah, I changed my bow hand pressure big time. You can see how the bow's moving. Yeah, that was stupid on my behalf. Yeah, I'm like, okay, all right, let's make a different correction. Why make corrections? I know better. Pluck. Look at that arrow. Bow and arrow kicks out, and there she goes to the right. Yep, that's what that was. Bow hand pressure followed up by a lovely pluck.
That one was good.
Line's hot.
Everybody, there you have it. Boy, that was disappointing. The only way to describe it. 223, 11 points lower than last week. Started off fantastic. I was feeling good. 26, 26, 25. And then it just went downhill. Let's review all my things. I like to look at things a different way. X's, 0. 9's, 4. 10's, 4. 8's, 8's. 5 7's, 4 6's, 4 5's, and 1 4. So I like to keep as many as I can in the red. Now if you get a 7 for average, it's a 210. If you get them all 8, that's a 240. Right? So you gotta look at it that way. In the yellow, I only had 8 out of 30. I like to have half my shots in the yellow. I just was not hitting the yellow. And it didn't get in my head, but you know, I knew that was going to cost me points. But I figured, you know what, I just keep it in the red, I'll be okay. So, how many did I have in the red? 21 out of 30. So that wasn't bad, 9 of them. My average score was 7.4 per arrow. So there you have it. I had 4 bad ends, and they were in that little cluster. And it was the 4th, 5th, and 6th, with a slight recovery in the 7th. The 8th was good. I just threw that 1 arrow, and that was on me. Lost focus. So on my bad end, the 4th, I had a 10, a 6, and a 6. And trying to figure out what's going on, right? And you heard the thing. I've noticed this plucking and collapsing. That's my 2 things. Well, pretty much 2 things you can do. Some of my low shots is me pushing down. And I also found something else in practice since then, is I have a really good vision, and then right before I shoot, I open it up. And that's when I was shooting low. So I figured that one out. So I got to keep that very narrow vision going. The plucking and the collapsing is coming from 2 things. And it's always these 2 things for me. Not fully getting my back in there, rolling that shoulder blade around. I get really close and I stop. Right? I'm like close enough. And pushing with that front hand. That is critical, man. If I don't push into that bow, my front hand, let the bow push into mine, what happens? And you add in this little relaxation in the back, boom, and you've seen it. You've seen that from both hands coming in, and that's what's causing it. Now what I found after the shoot and practicing during the week, or the next day with it, this bow for me, for some reason, it's a combination of my form, the bow, my arrows. It is very sensitive to the collapsing. I was missing by a foot. I don't miss targets. I may not make a good shot, but I don't miss the whole thing. And it wasn't happening all the time. It happened like 1 out of every 10, out of 20. And I can't have that in an indoor shoot. So again this week, for next week's shoot, I'm going to hold tryouts, and I'm going to add another bow into it. And we'll see how it goes, all right? Everything that happened, the distractions, the arrows popping out, and all that, it's all on me. I don't blame nobody else. I had it under control. I let a couple things get to me. I got them back under control. I had maybe 2 shots, I'd have to say, that were reaction. I heard a noise and I flinched, and that's when I shot. So that's 2. The rest were all on me. So what does that mean? Just got to work, that's all. You know, nothing big. I'll make it. All right, so that's it. 223, not my best, but hey, not bad. All right, I'd like to thank Gotham, Ken, for messing with me, and for running a great event. He timed it well. Great job, him and Heather. Give that girl a raise, Ken. Great people, great place. Everybody that showed up, thank you. We had a great time. Louisiana Field Archery Association, thank you for putting on the swab. All right, everybody, there's the website. Don't forget where you can to check it out. 3darchery.net, where you can find 3D courses, indoor ranges, archery festivals, clubs, and so much more. Everybody, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you next time with an all-new episode of 3D Archery. To tune or not to tune? That is the question.